I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I am.
You don't forgot who you are?
I am Shannon,
It's your man Terrence J.
and this is
The Last Podcast.
And why is this? Why is this the last podcast, Terrence J?
Because depending on what we say or what we do, this could quite possibly be the last podcast. So,
The last podcast.
oh yeah. Was that a delay? Are we on time delay right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to.
Okay.
Yo, you good? You good? All right. Yo, listen, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. We appreciate you guys. We know we're just kind of getting back still here in 2025. We've been gone for a while. So thank you guys for rocking with us with the us just get back in the flow. But y'all know the last podcast is always going to give you the opinions and the topics that you want to hear from our perspective. Nobody else can give it to you like the last podcast. So make sure you share this, like this, comment. And today I think we're on YouTube. We're going to find out later. But today I think we're on YouTube too. We want to actually go exclusively YouTube. So all of our Facebook people, make sure you follow the last podcast show on YouTube because you might have the last podcast that you're watching on Facebook be the last podcast on Facebook
I like
Live.
how you tried to turn it. You did good though.
And I do good. I appreciate
really.
that. Listen, I'm a professional at this. I don't know if you've seen me on Good Day, Good Morning Texas. I don't know if
will you
heard.
Please let me bring that up. I was going to be.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Are you a Leo? No, you're a Scorpio. Same thing.
I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, let's get it right. Yeah.
You must have a Leo rising or something because you act like a Leo.
Listen, Scorpios ain't got to act like nobody. But with that being said, thank you so much. I'm just saying,
but can I
recognize you?
Congratulations to our very own Terrence J.
Thank you so much.
He was on
Good Morning Texas.
Good Morning Texas.
Yes.
I was going to say Good Morning America, but I was like,
not yet.
But prophetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You did such an awesome job. I was very proud of you. You represented us well. I was a little nervous.
Well, listen. I had no idea they were showing clips of our show. Our show is not the show that you just get random clips. I didn't give them those clips.
The show that you show in the morning in the AM. Okay.
First of all, and then you can hear a little bit of us talking underneath when I was talking on the show, and I was like, "Oh Lord, what are we saying?" I was like, "Why didn't they mute it?" First of all, ask me for the clip because I would have gave you one. First of all, we don't know what her shirt gonna say from week to week. It say some pretty wild shit. And
on purpose.
Yeah. And so first thing I looked at, I said, what does her shirt say? And so I said, okay, I think
my shirt said everybody can't be Jesus. Somebody got to be Peter.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we good on that. And then I started hearing voices in the background. I was like, oh Lord, they got the audio for my show. Yeah, it's kind of like not a morning show, not depending on what we're talking about.
No, but nonetheless, you did an amazing job, and I'm very proud of you. And thank you for representing us so well. Thank you. I cut it off.
You cut it off.
Yes, I did.
I appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah, yes, I did.
Yeah. If you could just cut yourself off at the next buffet, we will be okay.
Okay.
Because I know it's in your spirit.
It is.
It's in your spirit,
and you already started.
And you already started before the show started.
I did.
So I ain't going into this thing.
I threw.
Oh,
I threw
bazookas.
Yeah,
my way. But anyway, listen. Yeah, we supposed to. Okay.
You got to hit it. That ain't how you hit it.
That ain't how you hit it. I'll tell you what. First you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Yeah.
That didn't work either.
Get somebody else to do it.
There we go. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. It is The Last Podcast 1. And on Instagram is _ The Last Podcast. And on YouTube, we are The Last Podcast Show. All right.
I look cute today. For me not to have no makeup on and just lashes and a lip.
You think so? I'm just saying.
I did until you said that.
And we got a disclaimer. Give us a disclaimer.
Yes, we will still be friends after the show. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
TA said something that was very hurtful. Asked him we can have tacos. No, I'm playing.
I was going to say what?
No matter what is said, no matter what is done.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say when I told you too big for spanks and you need whoopings. I thought that's what you were about to say, really.
Boy,
I was like, damn, she bring that shit back up.
I am going to get you for that one. I've never heard you say that before. That was pretty funny.
Well, I'm here all week, folks.
If you you need a straw, man. Slurping on that drink like a.
I don't like drinking out of straws.
You don't like wrapping your mouth around cylinder.
Nah, that's not my thing. That's not my thing.
Is it cylinder? Like what would be?
Don't worry about it. The name is phallic.
Phallic.
Yeah.
Phallus.
Yeah, that's not my thing. Yeah. So
you don't like wrapping your lips around.
I said that's not my thing.
Okay. Clearly, if you were easily offended by anything, like what this banter we just had here, or if you were easily offended by fat shaming, if you're easily offended by me hating Donald Trump, actually, I don't hate Donald Trump. I only hate two people. And God understands that. I know we're not supposed to hate people, but God understands why I hate those two people. And God, you sent Jesus to forgive, not Shannon.
He sent you to be more like him, though.
Yeah, more like him, not just like him. That's why y'all get it mixed up. Y'all want me to be Jesus. If he wanted me to be Jesus, he would have made
you Jesus.
Christ. Yeah, he'd have made me floppy foot Jesus. But I'm not. I don't walk around
floppy foot.
I don't walk around with flip flops and go out and do fish fries. Okay.
What you do is you can turn some water into wine.
Listen, JC was on the side.
Hey, listen. I done stuck my finger in plenty of water sources.
Wait.
It ain't turned into wine yet.
Wait a minute. You done stuck it. If you are easily offended by what just happened, this is probably not the show for you. Yeah. However, stick around because I promise you, you will be thoroughly insulted, offended, educated. What was the other?
Entertained.
Mm-hmm. That's the word I'm trying to.
Yeah. So I was just checking our YouTube feed. We are on YouTube. So if you want to jump over there on YouTube, the last podcast show, if you want to do that, help out our numbers over there. We're cool with that too. If you want to stay right here on Facebook, cool.
I would appreciate YouTube because I feel like they monetize more.
They do. And so that's why we're trying to get you over there. So if you want to do that, then we cool. But let's jump into the show. The weekly rundown. The weekly rundown is just a few topics from the last time we've had a chance to see you, to give you our opinions on them and how we think about them. And I turn on them. And we might have some other things that are not even on the screen that we're going to talk about. But we got a few topics because we can't get to them all each and every week. But we got a few that we do want to get to. First of all, it is immigration. So immigration has been at the forefront of a lot of people's topics right now because Donald Trump said when he got into office, he was going to start mass deportations. And a lot of people thought that they were lies that he was telling. And we were here to tell you that he tells a lot of lies, but that's not one of them. But
that was not one of them.
That's not one of them.
Go ahead.
But the thing is that we're hearing a lot of outcry from the same people who by the numbers voted for him.
82%.
Then you get a lot of people saying, well, I didn't know that he really meant that.
Or I didn't think he was going to come for us. I thought he was just going to come for
the bad ones.
The bad ones.
So, okay.
I hope y'all leave this ones going to YouTube because numbers is going down.
Yeah, we need y'all to stay. Share this too.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all share this on this. So I want to say this. Do you remember when there were these big parades going on, protests, whatever going on in every city in America about immigration and deportation and things like that? Maybe about 8 years ago when I think Trump was in office at the time too, right? Was he in office at the time?
Well, they've been marching about immigration since Bush.
But this was the big one.
The big one. Yeah.
Okay. So I was talking to a lot of Hispanics who were here in America, supposedly, legal and either born here or came here the right way. A lot of them did not have a problem with them deporting people who didn't come the right way. So it's a lot of infighting within the group of Hispanics of all different countries, whether it's Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuban, Argentina, Chile, all of the rest of them, and they're fighting within themselves. But now we see you say, oh my God, I can't believe that they are deporting us. And I'm gonna tell you something about black people.
Why did you do
Because I heard Lady says exactly how she
Okay.
said it. Oh, I can't believe.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, we might want to run for congressman. But
Okay.
actually, we can do it the hell we want right now.
Donald Trump said you can grab people by the pussy. He's president.
I mean, he's a rapist.
He's a felon.
He's convicted. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
with you know what? We're on YouTube. He's a rapist.
He's a rapist.
Yeah, I forgot YouTube. You can't do that. They'll take away all that money
He's
opportunity.
been found liable for sexual misconduct.
Yeah, you know,
predatory behavior.
I think I seen a movie about graping, and it wasn't. It was, you know what? So I don't know. Just when people say grape, I was like, that sounds. I don't know. I like grapes, and you know, grapes are delicious, especially the green ones. I don't know. Anyway, I digress.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't even know. Listen, this
Can I say something about the
pink Kool-Aid that you made?
So I have seen a lot of posts, videos, think pieces, or whatever, asking where are the BLM people, Black Lives Matter. Basically, where are the black people?
Are black people been deported?
No. And
we say our lives matter.
Because our lives matter. From the Hispanic Latino community. And y'all thought we was bullshitting when we said we are sitting down. We're resting. Black
we Issa Rae.
Men and women.
We Issa Rae right now.
We root for everybody black, unless you're a coon.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You need to focus on the bigger picture in hand, like not getting caught, and figure out why your own people sold you out. Now, listen, black people, we could probably do a TED talk. We could probably do a Dante talk on our people selling us out, right? Because we've been sold out 100 times over. But when the poll numbers came out and we saw who voted for Donald Trump, I'm talking to you Hispanics, Latinas, whatever y'all want to call yourselves. You voted for this. Don't burn the bridge and expect us to send a boat. We tired of boats.
Done been on enough of them.
We've been on enough of them. You handle it on your own. I saw a lot of messages from white people, just post or whatever. How come nobody's burning down the Capitol? How come y'all are waiting for us to throw the first bomb? Black people. You're waiting for us to storm the streets and tear shit up and come out with this very emotional response to show the world how upset we are. Y'all do it.
Yeah.
It's above us now.
Yeah.
Because here's what we know as black people. We gonna rise above whatever bullshit y'all throw at us. Yes, we're tired. Yes, we shouldn't have to keep going through the same things over and over and over. But ICE chasing y'all. They're not chasing us. And there were times where we needed y'all to step up more, Dulac.
A lot of ice in this. I ain't worried about ice.
And this may sound cruel. And this may sound, and let me tell you something. I and TJ can attest to this. He was not, but I had a different view of immigration and undocumented immigrants before the election. And he used to stop and say, "No, they're not for us. They're for themselves." I would say, "No, TJ, the black and brown." He would say, "Nope.
Ain't no such thing.
Ain't no such thing." So
there's no black and brown coalition.
I stand corrected and I digress. After seeing the numbers for the Hispanics who voted for Trump, Uvalde should have been a precursor, a prelude to what was going to come in the election. But I did not see that 82% of Hispanics would vote for Trump. And I do understand that y'all now are scared and your children are scared, and families have been ripped apart, and people don't know what is going to happen. But families were ripped apart the first time he was in office. Children were separated from their families. There's some children were not reconnected with their families for years, right? And women were chained to Mexican women, were chained to pregnant Mexican women, were chained to beds, handcuffed, and gave birth while handcuffed. And children were sleeping with those aluminum foil
blankets
on hard concrete floors. These were Mexican children. These were not black children. These were Mexican children. And if that is seared in my black ass brain, why was that not seared in your brown ass brain?
Well, I think the thing is that when we look at the whole immigration, I kept telling you there's no such thing as the Black and Brown Coalition, because I told you for years I would go through and look at LULAC's page. And LULAC's page wouldn't ever really have this black and brown unity thing. They were just about the Latino community.
Mm-hmm.
The NAACP, yes, it is a page for the advancement of colored people, and they involve color as anybody who is melanin. And I'm like, no, here's the thing. Anytime anybody has a platform to be able to speak on our behalf, they silence. But we're always coming to the rescue for other people because we understand injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So we have continued to fight these fights around the world, around the country, to be able to help protect ourselves, because we said, listen, if I can stop it there, I can protect what I have.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been constantly eroded by giving their energy to other people when you have consistently fought against us. And I know you thought you voted for Trump because you were half a shade lighter than us, and you thought, you know what, they did tell us we'll never be them, but we won't ever be black people, so we'll be treated a little bit better. And that's why you're on TV saying, oh, I thought they would come for the bad ones. Now you can't go to church, you can't go to school, you can't go to work, because they are saying, if you look illegal, we're going to pull you over. And what does looking illegal mean? Just by being other race other than
looking
a white male.
means non-white.
Exactly. So the thing is that when you have this stuff starting to come into play, and we were talking till we were blue in the face saying, yo, this is not what you want. This is not what you want, but you showed us what you want, and now you got it. And I'm a believer that you deserve what you create or negotiate, and you have created and negotiated this, so you deserve every bit of it. And I'm telling you, we ain't got the energy to come around and fight no more. You want to protest? Go protest.
Go.
We ain't coming.
Nope.
You want to have some type of coalition and go? We ain't coming, because you never came to ours. When it was somebody face that looked like mine and Shannon, you never came up and showed up in mass, unless you were just like, oh, we up here kicking it and celebrate. But really, when have anybody ever had our back? So I'm a cheerleader for all things black. You know why? Because nobody ever cheerleads for us. And shout out to the people who are in all these other races, white, Asian, Hispanic, anybody who have said, yo, we here. We got you. Because guess what? We've known through history. There was white people in the civil rights movement. There were Latinos in the civil rights movement. And we understand. So I treat people how they treat me. But I'm telling you, I'm watching the news and I'm saying, there's a large percentage of you that voted. Sound like you got an internal problem, not an external problem. So don't look externally for the help. Turn internally, talk to your family members, and ask them why they sell you up the river.
Yeah.
We listen, we already know what it feel like to be sold. How you think we got to America? And we got sold over here.
Let me just say this, and this is a hill I'm willing to live and die on. Had the evil white people not come to Cameroon, I'm from Cameroon, and stolen my people and watered down my bloodline, I've been a fine ass African.
You ain't even fine as American.
That's what I'm saying. If I was African, I'd have been. Yes, yes.
I got you.
They gave me the watered down body.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
I'm not doing that. Shit.
You ain't doing a lot of stuff. But that's what we're saying. All we're saying is, an injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So when you see an injustice that's happening to us, show up in mass numbers, and we might change our mind. But right now, we chilling on it. Because if they ain't black, we ain't there. All right.
Okay, black it ain't there. We ain't there.
We ain't there. Listen.
But can I say this?
Okay, go.
Doesn't it feel so good to take that stance right now?
Oh, I've been on that.
I know. It feels it because I am the person I take on every cause because I hate injustice.
Fuck them.
Yeah. I hate
just say out loud.
You did. I hate injustice from the smallest infraction to the largest, right? That's just who I am inherently. I hate injustice for anybody, even my own enemies. I hate if there's something that is you've been wronged in some type of way and you are right in the situation, or that I don't know why, that's how God made me, but I feel very strongly, like passionately, to want to help, do something to help whoever it is. When I tell y'all, now I'm still going hard on Facebook because I cannot stand Trump, and I do love American democracy, and I love I love politics. So it's hard for me to distance myself from politics, but I am able to sit back and say, that ain't my problem.
But one thing about mutual destruction is it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
But we have been on the battlefield for so long that we're like, you know what? Let it all fall down.
And here's the thing: we've been involved in every mutual destruction or just us destruction since the inception of this godforsaken, fucked up country.
But we're still here.
But we're still here, and we look good, and we look good doing it. We look good struggling. We look good being oppressed. We look good. That's probably a problem. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Like, damn, we took everything from these people,
and they still keep rising like the phoenix. Now the problem is, you others, y'all don't know what that feels like. Y'all about to find out though.
Oh, you done fucked around and found out. And I'm gonna tell you this: one thing, as long as this show has been in existence, Shannon has always said, democracy is like sand in your hand.
Nope.
You won't know it's gone.
Nope.
Until it's all gone.
That's not what Shannon's ever said. Shannon said democracy is like oxygen.
I mean, damn.
No.
Because the point across?
No. Because sand in your hand is different. Sand in your hand is an inanimate object in your hand. You don't need. You need oxygen. You and I'm not trying to be funny, but listen, that's because this is how serious it is.
Mm-hmm.
You need oxygen to live, and oxygen is one of those things. Yeah, we know we need it to live. We know, it's vital, it's important, but because we have so much of it, and we don't have, it's just natural.
Mm-hmm.
We don't realize how important it is. I didn't realize how important it was until I had COVID,
mm-hmm.
and my lungs refused to work.
Glad you made it.
and I had to be on oxygen. What was it? 2 months?
It was a long time.
Yeah. So democracy is like oxygen. You understand how important it is. You think you know how important it is until you're in a deficit,
mm-hmm.
and you start to realize, oh my goodness, I can't survive without this. We are not going to survive as a country unless we step up and do something about the democracy. But here's one thing we're not going to do, Black people. We're going to let them figure it out.
Yeah.
And while they're figuring it out, we're going to be getting our education down to the what? Hillman Talk University.
One thing I love about what we have done now, and shout out to Dr. Barlow,
mm-hmm.
right? She has done something that's very proactive and said, let me start teaching people. We're on this app anyway. Let me start teaching. I'm a college level professor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who will never go to college nor
mm-hmm.
can afford college, or has just gotten on so much in life to where it's just not feasible for them. But you know what? We're on this app anyway. And then we'll start teaching. And then all these other professors start jumping on. And it started because it was for her class.
Well, and here's the thing. She said, it was for her class, but she said, specifically, Black women, what we're going to do with all our time? Since we have stepped back and we're not saving nobody, Let's get educated. I mean, we already the highest educated demographic here, and then all these other professors started joining in, and I'm talking about wealth 101, politics 101. I mean, all types of, like, somebody even had a class where they're studying Octavia. I love Octavia Butler. Oh God, I love Octavia Butler. But it is such a beautiful thing that's happening, and it just shows you, first of all, we are the most magical individuals on the planet, and God made us that way. And I don't know why we were made to take so much shit, and we take it and we turn it into something beautiful each and every time. And Hillman Talk is, it really, like, it is so good. It is so good. And you have people actually taking notes. Like, I took a class. I didn't do my homework, but I sat in on one of the lectures, and I was like, huh?
I mean, you went to Kimball, so it's
Yeah.
possible, of course.
I told somebody the other day, even though Kimball is square in the hood, Kimball was one of those schools where if you wanted to get a good education, you could have gotten a good education.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, are you getting a St. Mark's or Hockaday, or no? But we had some really good teachers.
Mm-hmm.
You had to decide what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it was up to you,
because we are products.
Yeah,
of DISD.
And if you can't tell, we're very educated. All right.
We are Kimball alumni. Okay, alumnus.
Yeah, we're gonna go either one right now. Yeah, but
we still DISD.
Yeah, we still DISD. But the thing is about Hillman Talk is, first of all, even though Hillman was a fictitious school,
yeah,
we got to understand the brainchild of Bill Cosby making Different World and telling school. It really spurred a lot of people going to HBCUs at the time. The enrollment went up, right?
Yes.
So to reuse that same thing and say, wait a minute, let's do something with what we have already seen work, and then get everybody on here. Because since we own these apps and things like that, and we've been able to get educated about all this different stuff, one of the things that we're missing in our culture is the education of actual finances and government, right? And so what happens is, we get into these situations. A lot of times we're ill prepared because we don't know what to do if we get windfalls of money, or if we get into voting. A lot of here on the last podcast, we had politicians on and asked them, tell us what your job is.
Yeah.
Because we want to know. We have to start taking advantage of this. And when you start talking about, when you say, oh, listen, we're resting, but we are active so we can build our own community, and we can build up our own community, and we can start teaching our kids what we didn't get.
And a lot of you Kushites showed just how ignorant you were during the election. So hopefully you will take some classes and learn what the differences are between nationality, ethnicity, and race. I will never forget how y'all acted during the 2024 election. Black people. I will never forget how y'all did this black woman over this white man. I will never forget how y'all allowed Tulsi Gabbard, of all people, to plant a fucking seed. And what did niggas do? Took it and ran with it.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Here on the last podcast, understand, me and Shannon see a lot of stuff, and we take names. And I'm petty because I tag. And while other people got their own fights going on, farmers losing their workers, Hispanics losing their family members, white people losing their welfare, because they do get more welfare than black people,
and white people losing their jobs. But we come into that.
Oh yeah. We got some internal black stuff going on. And we remember some of you people who was clapping hard for Trump. And honestly, might not be conducive for our own karma, but we really hoping all his shit that he said come back to bite your black ass.
And I made a declaration. I said, when the shit hits the fan, and it's going to hit the fan, I'm going to say I told you so, and I'm going to call out every person who had something to say, and I'm very strategic about it because there are areas that are going to be touched, and each person I'm going to tag because that's what they were so vocal about.
Mm-hmm.
So I have tagged two, three people, and one person just completely blocked me. That I'm like, oh, don't block me now.
Don't block me now.
Don't block me now.
No,
but
not now.
and here's the thing: I told you I was going to tag you.
Yeah.
And when I started tagging, now it's a problem. But anyway, shout out to him and Top University.
All right, DEI,
Diversity, equality, and inclusion.
You know, it sounds like that is something that Black people as a whole would really benefit from. Which there is some avenues in there where we do benefit from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a list that said we were so far on the bottom of the recipients of the benefits of DEI that damn near ain't even our fight either, right? But the thing is, again, there has been a hijacking of the DEI where other people have been able to benefit from it more than we have been able to do so. But still, we understand there is some benefit in having diversity, equity, inclusion, because so many times everything was okay when nepotism allows you to hire your inadequate cousin. When nepotism and friendship allows you to hire your dumbass neighbor. When you was able to hire your family and all your other friends who are not qualified, because it's funny, it's only DEI when the room ain't full of white men.
But DEI and legacy is the same thing, let's be honest.
But do you understand how if there's a room full of white men, there's no DEI in there? Those are all qualified individuals.
That's bullshit.
I understand that. But the moment we walk in, oh, this had to be DEI.
And here is why Black people, that what upsets me is the thought, the notion that you think because I am where I am is because of DEI. But here's why Black people are kind of like, yeah, you can go to hell, because we already know that they're not going to get rid of us, because not only are we qualified, we are overly qualified. And why are we overly qualified, Shannon? Because we do have to work 10 times harder to get to where we are. So because in our preparation of working 10 times harder, when we get to that job, we excel. And getting rid of us would hurt their bottom line.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Trixie, Becky, poor Vietnam vet, disabled, Ching Wang Chong, the Asian. DEI helps y'all more than it helps us.
It was another group I was waiting on you hit.
LGBTQ?
I plus alphabet people.
Those people are really who benefited from DEI more than us, which is why down the line, we're seeing so many white women losing their jobs.
And white women were able to count for two.
Yeah, because you're
a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry.
We count for two.
Black women count for two. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, the white women jumped y'all because they was like, well, we hire women.
Yeah, we hire women.
Yeah,
and we're gonna hire this white woman, and she satisfies our DEI.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we don't have DEI, we don't need you, because you actually don't serve a purpose, because you don't know the work. You have frailty issues, and every time we ask you to do something, you have an entitlement. And this is not to all white women, so don't go there. But this is generally speaking. And the Black women are just like, because you asked me to do something.
Let me tell you something.
I can run circles around you.
Let me tell you something. There ain't a Black woman in position that ain't the best in her office. She had to be. She was taught, she was raised up. Her mother told her, you got to be the best.
Yeah.
So she knew nothing else but to be the best in the office. And I guarantee you, if it came down to it, in general, at the top of the class, it's probably going to be a black woman.
Yeah.
So when you and I'm highlighting the black women specifically because when you watch how they've been able to start to climb their way into positions where they were the last people that got a chance to enter the room.
Yeah.
Right. And we understand the trick. When I say that black women we counted for 2, what they started doing was they started saying, all right, well, how do we keep the black men out? The reason I said black women was last is because they were hiring black men and they was like, we don't want that because that might build strong families. And if we hire a black woman, that's a woman and a black person, and we can kick the black man out. And that's what started happening.
And then you kick the black man out. He feels emasculated. The black woman is making more. The black woman is more successful. The black man is like, well, what the hell? So now that there's an internal conflict, it really goes so deep. And if you open up your mind and really look at how strategic the evilness is, it's kind of like it's genius.
The plan is genius.
It's genius.
The plan. Listen, we can be in it and be affected by it and say that's good.
That's yeah. Which is why I have such a how can I say this affinity for Hitler. Because
I knew it. Goddamn. Hey, listen, this is the last podcast because we gonna get kicked off all our platforms because she just said that shit.
Anyone who knows me, you
can't say that.
Anyone who knows me well, knows that I have been.
You said an affinity.
No, but maybe affinity is the wrong word. Okay, I have a
It's been real.
I have a deep interest in how he was able.
I got other shit going on. Good morning, Texas. Y'all need me.
Hitler was a soldier in World War I. He came home from Germany. He was broke. He was destitute, and he was pissed. And he looked around and he saw these Jews who did not look like him. They wore their hats. They wore their little shorted temple curls on the side. And they owned shops. And they had neighborhoods. And they had their own way of living, right? They had their own pretty much Jewish ecosystem. And he was like, I went and fought for this country. I came back to this country, and who are these foreigners? These dirty people in my country, taking my jobs, taking good German people's jobs. Who are these dirty people who don't look like us? They when they speak our language, they have an accent. We are proud Germans, and proud Germans deserve to be able to work and take care of their families. And proud Germans should and now they're going to mix with us. We need to keep our bloodline clean. Who are these people? And why are they more successful than me? And he was pissed. And he said, I'm going to run for office. And he went into the beer hall putsch, however you say it. And he did a speech. And it was horrible. They booed him out of there. That pissed him off more. Because he's like, these dirty Jews have everything. And I'm a good German. And I love my country. And I'd be damned if I let these foreigners come in here and take everything from me. Hitler did not have a formal education. Hitler was born in a very small town. His daddy was an alcoholic and very abusive. His mother was poor, who she died early. And Hitler felt like his life was horrible because of the Jews. And he started to tell other Germans, your life is horrible because of these Jews. And he started to move up in the ranks, and then all of a sudden he became a dictator. And he started to tell the German people, we getting rid of everybody who does not look like us. Pure white blood.
They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like
Jews,
us.
gypsies, gays, anybody who was not like us, and then on top of that, we are going into other countries and we're going to ethnically cleanse because Europe needs to be white and get rid of these mutts. And so the Germans were like, yeah, I agree. They started to look at their shoes and their clothes and their food and say, they look better than us in our country. They're living better than us in our country. And the Jews are like, we're Germans too. We're just Jewish, but we're Germans. We love this country. We pay taxes. We feed into the economy. We're good people. Yeah, we may not look like y'all, but we are still German. Like, we are Germans. And Germans like, no. Y'all are not like us. And we want y'all to hell out. And so Hitler said, yeah, everybody gotta go. And we're gonna put y'all in a concentration camp. And then he decided to go into Normandy, Poland. Mussolini sold his whole country to kiss Hitler's ass. Is any of this sounding familiar to y'all?
Very familiar. Very familiar.
And the reason why I'm going so deep into this is because I want y'all to understand what we are doing right now in 2025 is what Germany was doing in 1942.
Even down to the...
Thank you. So when first time I said that Trump is like Hitler, I got a lot of pushback, even from people who didn't like Trump. They were like,
I didn't push you back.
No, not you. You don't push back from nothing, not even the table.
Hey, question. Does this count as drunk history?
No, it does not.
You know?
You almost got me. No, it does not. We would actually have to act out, and we have to do my story, the Peggy Eden.
We can make it happen.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
It'll be a whole YouTube show.
Focus. That we may have to talk about that.
I get a production. Actors and everything.
Okay.
Bet.
Okay. But,
okay. All right.
Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So that is what that is.
All right. Listen. So the history lesson.
Drunk history, and now
I know. Yeah. So that history lesson, as you can tell, Shannon actually knows history. She pays attention to it. But the thing is that the similarities on that is so much. And so as we're talking about this DEI, we got a couple companies that are showing us who they are. Mm-hmm. One being Costco, which I have a membership to.
Me too. And I've had a membership since 2005, maybe.
You look like you buy in bulk.
I have to. Costco rejected any anti-DEI initiatives and measures. Costco was like, we don't do that over here. I did that. Yeah. It's hard when you have kids. You know.
And you got short arms. Oh, I got long arms.
I know, but you have short body, long arms. You be like a gorilla. So
Fuck you, Shannon.
Costco, kudos to you, Costco.
Yes.
Who fucked around and found out though?
Yeah. What's your man Target?
Now let me tell y'all how hurt I was because I detest Walmart. And the only time I have to go into Walmart is when there is no other alternative. So Target was my girl. Target is that girl. I do not mind paying the extra $7 on everything because Target is high as hell. But I love Target. So it was very disheartening to hear that Target rolled back, and they did it very boldly, very quickly also.
But they did it as boldly as they leaned into it.
They did.
Right? Because what they did was they said there's an opportunity for us to capitalize on the dollars.
Mhm.
And they went in and they was doing all the no girls toys, no boy toys.
Mhm.
They changed all their models to ugly ass people. They went through and changed everything in the store. And I'm like, models supposed to be aspirational, but nobody in y'all walls look aspirational.
You said they look like Lizzo?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I didn't say that.
What'd you say earlier?
Listen, earlier don't matter long as it ain't on camera.
Okay.
I didn't say that though. Shout out to Lizzo.
I got it on camera.
A little bit of so but here's the thing. I did walk in Target and I was like, what the hell is these people y'all got on these pictures up in here?
And what he's talking about is when the whole George Floyd thing happened and it was cool to like black people.
But but also they did.
It was cool to act like you like them black people.
But yeah, but they did. They started doing away with the gender toys. They said we're gonna lean into all things inclusionary, and then all of a sudden
inclusion.
Okay. All things inclusion.
Is inclusionary a word?
Well, shit, I was gonna let it go.
Joe Ellis, you are the educator here. Can you let us know if inclusionary is a word or not?
Yeah, help us out, Joe.
And shout out to Shamika, shout out to Joe, shout out to the people who are watching us.
Yeah, and people on YouTube.
Okay, shout out to YouTube.
So the thing is that they leaned into it, and then Trump got in, and they was like, "Yep, we out," because for some reason they felt they were safe and protected.
They did.
And you got to watch people when they get into a situation where they feel emboldened, right? Because that'll let you know who they are. Because if you quiet by yourself, but you loud when you got a crowd behind you, you a punk ass motherfucker. The thing is that when you got people behind you and all of a sudden you want to start talking, that ain't you. So what we finding out is all of the stuff that you start doing when you start leaning into stuff, that ain't really you. You found a quick way to make a buck and get everybody involved in it. And then all of a sudden you say we rolling back everything. But your stock prices show. You say stock prices dropped?
Well, the stakeholders said, you motherfuckers lied. Y'all told us that the rollback of the DEI initiatives would not affect our money. So the stock holders are suing Target for defrauding shareholders. And they said they misled investors and led to consumer boycotts, and the stocks plummeted. The stocks went down 22%, which is not good in regards to revenue. So there's a lesson to be learned here for Black people, and really anybody who I'm not going to say Black people, right? But mainly Black people. You see how when we hit them in their pockets, it affects them? Black people, do you know what our buying power is? Our purchasing power is? Because we buy a lot. We are a big consumer market.
We are
huge consumer market. And if we can do this to Target, and it's not just us, I understand that. But if we were a more cohesive unit and we moved with unity and focus, we could get some shit done. Because even though our median income is $44,000,
oh god, what it is? That's what it is. How?
I mean, don't tell me how.
I mean,
don't tell me how.
It ain't just us. It's like that's like for most people, but everybody wants somebody with six figures, and the average person don't make that. So
not average.
Get you a cat and die alone.
That was so harsh.
Man, it's reality.
And get with who you love, but
But you can't let nobody unless they make a certain amount. I'm just saying how you do this. But even before we jump out too far as this, fact check, because this ain't fake news. Inclusionary, designed or intended to provide equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized, such as those having physical or intellectual disability.
You had to look it up. You had to Google it.
I mean, you tell me no, then ain't that a word?
I didn't know if it was a word or not. All I asked if there was a word. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Inclusionary.
DISD. Oak Cliff. That's my hood.
No, shut up behind my ass. But we were not even in school when Bush was in office.
No, we were graduated.
I was in college.
Yeah, that was
a horrible night.
That was a horrible night. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. But
hanging chads.
Yeah. Pregnant chads. We woke up and said, "Who the president?"
I said, "Bush." You were like,
"No, we didn't know who the president was yet."
We didn't.
No,
but it was leaning.
Bush, yeah.
It was leaning toward. Yeah.
So anyway, so Target, you fucked around and you found out.
Yes.
And so my question is, can Target do something to rebound for Black people? Now here's the thing though, Black people, we got the attention span of a newt. Okay, I don't know how newts' attention spans are, but I feel like they're small or short. How long are we going to do this? Does Target come to the table and say, okay, we were wrong, here's what we're willing to do, here's what we're going to do to make it right, please come back?
Listen, Costco, here's your opportunity.
It is
right. You need to figure out a way to expand what you sell. I understand you got the bulk items, but people a lot of times are not always buying in bulk. Walgreens right now, CVS, one of them, they're shutting down hundreds of stores across America. That's real estate for you to go and take, to be able to be in the neighborhood. We already have a distaste for Walmart. Then now Target is kicked in. You got us. Whether you're lying to us or not, keep lying and keep the story going. All right.
Costco also just raised their to $32 an hour.
And that's great. I'm saying whatever you're doing, be like Buster and keep the dice rolling when you're doing this thing. All right. I want to let you know that there is a great opportunity for you to take the real estate that I can't remember, it's Walgreens or CVS that are closing and shutting a lot of stores, to be able to take that real estate. And those stores are really located in communities, so you can have a Costco neighborhood along with your Costco major bulk stores and really outdo Walmart and Target. If y'all miss this opportunity, I promise you're going to look back on it and you're going to feel like Blockbuster to Redbox. And then Redbox to Netflix. I
think Costco is good. Regardless if they take your advice or not.
Yeah, but let me ask you this question. As far as shopping go, there's some stuff that you're gonna have to go to either Target or Walmart to go get.
Yeah.
So why not take that real estate up?
Or I saw on the positive list, it was either Dollar General or the Dollar, one of those.
Don't get me started on them. Because first of all, Dollar General has been found to.
Maybe it was Family Dollar.
Was it Family Dollar? Well,
I don't know.
All those dollar stores. Let me tell you something. I detest them because I hate the way they come into our neighborhoods, leave their store a mess, and they don't keep up with a standard of being able to keep just even at parking lots. I pass by and I'm like, yo, who cleans up all this other stuff? And it's just kind of like it's so low wrong that I get upset with them.
Don't shit on the dollar store, man.
Don't
shit on the dollar store.
I'm just saying, it ain't shit in there $1. Okay.
The dollar store has stuff in there that you just can't find.
I ain't saying I don't go in there. Okay.
I can look at you until you go in there.
Really?
You go straight to the snack aisle.
Oh, them cookies you was eating. You know where they was from?
What cookies?
Oh, the cookies that you was eating the last time you was here.
I didn't eat a cookie. I ate.
You forget?
I ate pretzels.
You forget? Okay, that's cool. Don't worry about it.
It's about the
That's cool. Don't worry about
Oreos.
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Have you not eaten cookies?
But we
I know your ass to be some cookies. Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
from QT.
listen, Target. Y'all are in a situation to where I don't know who your PR people are, but I'm pretty sure they're working overtime.
Yeah.
When you start losing as much money on your stock as you have, you realize that you know what all this swing from left to right, front to back. You know, sometimes you guys need to maybe play more of the middle because it's not about so much expressing, you know, what your standpoint is or what side you're going to be on. Sometimes, you know what, just leave it all out and keep it business, because what you're finding out is that when you piss people off, and there was somebody we was talking about, Shannon, who was saying, hey, just because we differ politically doesn't mean that it has to be disrespectful. And my point to that is this: if you are siding with somebody who is personally attacking me and everything that I stand for, it does become
Yeah,
personal.
it's personal.
And I think it's disrespectful for you to tout that in my face, because when you stand behind somebody, you're saying you stand behind what they are doing to me. And I know there has not been a political figure that does everything you want, but there is some stuff that is just unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're looking at, like you said, I love your point when you say, "Hey, don't talk to me about Trump if your reproductive rights haven't been taken away."
I was just about to say that. There was I'm not going to say his name because I can't pronounce it. On my page, and he first of all, don't come to my page if you don't want to get handled, because I don't care about your feelings. I don't care that you are. He's one of those people who feels like, because I guess because he's a man, women are supposed to. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know this guy, so I don't want to do a mischaracterization. However, I get that feeling from his other post. Anyways, so he wanted to engage in I don't know, a debate, saying, because he's one of those people who believe that Democrats have just done all this bad stuff to blacks and da da da, and I, Trump, I guess, is the better choice, and that's fine for you. And my initial statement to him was, and this was my get out of jail free card to him. This was me telling him, "Going on about your business, sir." I said, "You and I are fighting a different fight. You tend to yours, I'll tend to mine." He, in return, came back with some unuseful information about what he used to do for the government, and I don't know why that was important to the conversation. It lended nothing. I told him it lended nothing. But my point to him was, you don't get to tell me how I'm supposed to feel, because you didn't have a right taken away from you.
Mm.
And if you think still in 2025 that that Roe v. Wade is only about abortion, that reproductive health is only about abortion, then you are a ignorant fool. And you can't come to me and tell me anything if you didn't have a right taken away from you. And if you can't even understand what I'm coming from, get the hell off my page. So I okayed his ass, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, hit him with a good old okay.
He may be
And keep it
watching
moving.
because it came to one of our shows. And if you are, okay, nigga.
You
Wait a
can.
minute. You didn't put my baby up.
I didn't put him up because
Okay.
I didn't have it.
Okay, you
But,
ain't shit. But
Okay.
I would like to say happy birthday to Trayvon Martin. If you know me, you know how I feel about this young man. You know how I feel about this case. You know how I feel about his mother. And you know how I feel about George Zimmerman. I said earlier in the show that there are only two people that I hate in this world, and God understands. George Zimmerman is the first one. Casey Anthony is the second one. And we'll talk about Casey Anthony later, but it's not about them. Happy birthday to Trayvon Martin. You would have been 30 years old today. And you deserve way more than what happened to you. Um, this country let you down. The judicial system let you down, and it's sad. But may you continue to rest in love, in power, and in strength. I am not sure who will and won't forget, but I promise you I won't. So,
Yeah.
and shout out to his mother, Sabrina Fulton. I think about this lady every day. I promise you, in my prayers, there are certain people that I pray for specifically. She is one of them. And so, happy birthday to this young man.
Yeah. And the thing about Trayvon, I had the great opportunity of interviewing his mom and dad. Um, and and it was years after it happened, but you could see it
Mm.
in her face,
Mhm.
right? Uh, and 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 I understand it from a mom, but as a man, I looked at his dad, and to know that the kid that you are, your firstborn, the kid that you vowed to protect and know that you're going to raise and to be a man. um there was a hurt that we got a chance to talk about off camera, um that of course he's going to live with for the rest of his life. But I'm going to tell you something. What we know of the story, Trayvon is a hero, because Trayvon was trying to not lead a strange man back to the house where his younger brother was. Trayvon decided to loop back around to ask the guy, "Why are you following me?" Because he was scared that this guy was going to do harm to him and his younger brother, who he was in charge of protecting. And that's what we do as men. And so, as a young man, Trayvon was already operating in that. And it's sad that somebody like George Zimmerman is able to walk around here and sign and sell bags of Skittles
I
and
can't even
Arizona
talk about it.
teas,
Like it's oh
because
God.
that's what Trayvon had. And the gun that he killed him with,
Jesus.
he was able to sell that gun.
Auction. This
And
is
that gun,
Mm.
why it was able to be sold? Because it had black blood on it, which is the same reason a cop in St. Louis took his own AK-47 to work and shot a black man. Why would he do that? Because that gun becomes worth more when it has black blood on it. So the thing is that this country has always and will always have a lot of racism in it. And we are watching it from all the way from the political structure all the way down to the people you deal with every day.
And let me tell you something. Like my chest is tight just thinking about it. This is why America is going to crash and burn. And unfortunately, we have to be around for the ashes. But I do feel like no matter what, we're going to be okay. But that is the reason why I will never, ever, ever in my life again stand for the national anthem. Um, yeah. So anyway, I gotta clock out.
Yes. So make sure to follow
I have to
us.
clock out.
Make sure to follow us.
Oh wait! Congratulations to Beyonce for winning Cowboy Carter, um, Country Album of the Year. What else she win? She won. She won two. Congratulations to Kendrick Lamar with the Sweet. Listen, let me tell y'all something. The level of petty that Kendrick Lamar has should be studied in an Ivy League on the Ivy League level. And I don't like Drake, so that made it even more work, even more better. So, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the only black quarterback playing in the NFL this weekend. I'm not gonna say his name because
Shout out, hey,
I don't want my boo to get mad.
Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. Let's go.
But I love you.
So listen, rest in peace, Irv Gotti. And just found out that Irv Gotti passed away at 54. From, I think said from a stroke.
Yeah.
So shout out.
But he's declared brain dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is,
yeah. So shout out to him. But listen, man, it's been a great show. We try to get into a lot of different stuff.
Thank
and
y'all for
thank y'all
watching.
for rocking with us. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. It is The Last Podcast 1. And on Instagram is _ The Last Podcast. On YouTube, it is The Last Podcast Show. All right. So make sure that we're going to start doing more from YouTube. Hopefully, we'll be exclusively
Just be so
YouTube
dramatic with that.
here.
The Last Podcast Show.
Because I need you to make sure
kind
you
of
understand.
sassy.
You know what?
Okay.
Don't label me. Don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that.
Sorry, tits.
Really? You know what? I'm not.
Hey, no.
Listen, make sure to continue to follow us. We do appreciate you guys for checking out the show. This is, something we love to do, and we love to come at you. That didn't sound right. We love to.
You say on, you say that, so that's great.
I know, but still, pause. Yeah, man.
Depends.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, man, for continuing to rock with us. We will see you next week if this is not
the last podcast.